Guys, what's good? What's poppin'? We about to get it in. We have a lot to discuss. What's good? How's everybody doing, man? Make sure you guys let me know in the chat how you living today. What's good? It's showtime. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope you guys are doing well, though. We got the squad in here. Everybody filling in. Yes, sir. I don't know why I hear myself, though. That's a little weird. I don't know why I hear myself. There we go. I didn't want to hear myself. I was hearing myself for a second. I was like, what's going on right now? But how you guys living, man? What's good? How's everybody going, bro? What's Gucci? He said, "Oh my God, your voice popped out of nowhere." I was like, "Yo, what's going on? How you guys living though, bro? What's good? What's Gucci?" Eric Gray said hello, saying hello from Vegas. Hey, what's good? That's my hometown. I don't know if you guys know, I'm actually born and raised in Vegas. That's where I'm from. That's what's up. Where's everybody else from? Let me know in the chat right now where you guys are tuning in from, what city, what state. If you're not in the States, what country are you tuning in from? Let me know. We're about to get it in, though. We have a lot to talk about, primarily in regards to, obviously, Dragon Ball Super and the new arc. I know a lot of people are asking about the movie, Super Broly. I kind of want to stay away from that on live because I feel like there's a ton of stuff that we can go down, and I don't want to spoil stuff for other people that maybe haven't looked into some of the things that have been coming out about the movie. So I kind of want to stay away from that. But yeah, we got some Costa Rica in here. Okay, that's what's up. It's a computer audio playback. But yeah, so yeah, North Carolina, San Antonio. We got England in the building. Let's go. Sacramento, Monroe, Tampa, Florida. Hey, that's what's up. We got Cincinnati. We got Mexico. Hey, let's go. Virginia. Okay. Minneapolis. I don't say I said Minneapolis. There's many of Annapolis. Minneapolis, okay. Nice. Dominican Republic, let's go. South Carolina in the house. David Aguilar said Sin City. Hey, you already know I'm hype on Sin City. That's where I was from, man. That's where I'm born and raised. I live here in Australia now, and a lot of people they think that I still live in the States. I live in Australia, guys. I live in Australia. That's where I'm at. San Antonio. Hey. We got LA in the building. I lived there for a few years. LA is that's like my second favorite place outside of Australia. I love LA. We got San Francisco, New Orleans. Hey, Toronto. Let's go. Chicago, Orlando. We doing it. Damn, Birmingham, bro. Let's go. Hey. We got Dallas, Omaha. We got Russia. Nice. Chicago. Chi-Town. That's where my dad's from. Chi-Town. Let's go. So let's get into some of the topics, primarily on the new arc. And we're going to go over some of the manga panels at the end of the last chapter, which is 42 of Dragon Ball Super, because it leads directly into the new arc. Now, before we get into any of this, okay, we have to be very cognizant of none of this information thus far has there isn't any guarantee that this is going to be brought into the anime. We have no idea. I can assume that they're going to, and there's a couple things I'll talk about on why I think that. But at this point in time, there isn't any information, any indication that there's going to be an anime adaptation of what we're seeing in this manga chapter. But yeah, so very, very... Keep everything with a grain of salt, but we're going to kind of go over some of the panels and some of our thoughts on what this could be in what I think, and I've been thinking for so long, especially during the Buu saga, what this means for the future of Dragon Ball, because this is actually really interesting. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the manga panel. So first is we have this first panel that we have here. Now, the panel that we're looking at right now is essentially Goku and Vegeta training in the room, in their their training room that Bulma has, the gravity room that they have. And essentially Bulma radios in, hey, what's going on? Something's going on with Majin Buu. He's been kidnapped. And Vegeta was like, he's incredibly powerful. Like, this creature is incredibly powerful. How is he getting kidnapped, right? Fast forward a couple panels, my guy's knocked out. My guy is super asleep. So either he was already asleep or he got put to sleep. But either way, we know Buu is in a capsule being essentially on like this air stretcher being put onto a spaceship, right? Hercule's there freaking out. Goku and them decide to dip. They're like, yo, we got to go check this out. We then see him pop up. Hercule is trying to defend himself. He's trying to say, hey, you're not going to take my buddy. Tries to pull out a strap on my guy. This is crazy. We have the Galactic Patrol, right? With this super futuristic gun. And we got Hercule pulling a strap out of his gi. First of all, I didn't know that gis had gun holsters in them. I'm trying to figure out where the hell did this guy pull his gun out. I have no idea who thought of this. Hey, yo. All right, we're going to have Hercule pull a strap out of his gi. Because we all know in the streets, real thugs wear gis and they pull guns out of their gis. That shit is funny as hell to me. But you see that the Galactic Patrol then tries to disarm him. Goku pops up. And obviously they have this little discussion like, hey, what are you up to? When Hercule says Goku and Vegeta, the patrol officer says Goku and Vegeta, the Goku and Vegeta. He already knows who they are. So this isn't a surprise, right? We obviously have Goku being in hero mode. You're not taking Majin Buu, tries to attack the guys, but quickly gets okey-doked by them with this stun gun that puts them to sleep. Him and Vegeta get hit with the okey-doke. Both of them. Now, we don't know how fast this character is, how strong this character is. We have no idea. None. All we know is he pulled an okey-doke on both of them. Both of them got okey-doked, and then they end up on their spaceship headed to their actual mothership for the Galactic Patrol. They wake up to Jaco standing there looking like, hey, bro, what's going on? And he's asking why you guys took Buu. Now, this is where things get really interesting. So they're headed to the headquarters, right? They start talking about why they got Buu, and they said there is a villain that needs a recapture. And they need assistance from an individual who is slumbering within Majin Buu, the great Lord of Lords. Now, if you guys remember back in the Majin Buu saga, you had all of the Kais, the Supreme Kais, that essentially sealed Majin Buu. They're trying to stop Majin Buu. All the Kais. Now, the Kais, we know how strong Majin Buu is, right? These Kais must have been really, really strong. You know what I mean? Like a few of them to try to at least seal him. They didn't try to kill him. They were trying to seal him because they couldn't really beat him. But they created a seal of some sort to kind of lock him away. Now, but they need information from the great Lord of Lords from way back in the day. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because my historian in me could be wrong on time. It's either 200 or 2000. It's a few thousand years or a few hundred years ago when Majin Buu was doing his thing. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a time ago, though. Now, this great Lord of Lords, the Supreme Kai of the time, the one that Majin Buu absorbed and took on his appearance, has information on this new escaped criminal from the Galactic Patrol prison. Now, we know what this guy looks like. He looks like some kind of Ram character. Really cool. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and look it up on Google, this image. I know Geekdom did a video on it as well, so you guys can jump over there to check out what his imagery looks like. But this is where things get interesting to me, okay? First of all, you have this Lord of Lords character, okay? The old Supreme Kai. So this character that escaped, is already a super old character. Potentially thousands of years old, okay? Hundreds to thousands of years old is this character that escaped from this Galactic Patrol prison. So that's the first thing. Second, this is the second time where we have a villain from thousands of years ago that could potentially be on par with Goku now. If you go on to I think on I don't know if it's Toei's or V-Jump's website, but there is in Japanese characters Goku versus this prisoner. So if Goku's gonna fight this prisoner, we don't know if this prisoner is evil. We don't know in what fashion this character is going to be presented to us. We don't know if he's gonna be an antagonist. We don't know if he is a villain that is working with like the big bad, like if he's just like a subordinate. We don't know who he is. We just know he's the escapee from this prison. The question though is, if both of these characters, Majin Buu, this great Lord of Lords, this new villain, if they're all from thousands of years ago, was there ever like a golden age of power, right? Like an age where you had all of these beings that were far stronger then than now. You know what I mean? Because we have Buu, who is that old. We have the Supreme Kais that were back then, and now there's this prisoner that was from back then. So I'm thinking in my head, if this character now that escaped this prison is on this level, and he's been in prison for I don't know how many thousands of years or hundreds of years, how is he on Goku's level now? Which means he was stronger then. He was strong back then, back in the day. Which means there could potentially be a lot of characters in this era of villains that were just that crazy. Now, I know the BoJack movie isn't canon, but BoJack was an old character. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't the first time that they've done this, of bringing a villain from way back in the day that broke out of some kind of seal. So this is the interesting part to me, is are there going to be other things that are tied way back in the past? Like prior to all of our characters now, they were, these super strong beings back in the past. Does Beerus know who this character is? Is he aware of this character? Does Whis know? These are questions that I feel that a lot of people kind of aren't really talking about, aren't really answering, having theories on. Because to me, I'm like, yo, if this is something that's going to go down, and this character is from back then, what other characters are alive from that era? Or maybe sealed away in prison, maybe still out there that are kind of like keeping shit low key. There's a lot that's there. Now, a lot of people are asking, does this mean Broly is going to be in this? Does this mean that Jiren is going to be in this? We don't really know at the moment. We can assume both of them are still alive. We don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going to go on in the Broly movie, how Broly ends up, does he die? Does he not die? We don't know. Now, if you guys know, keep that shit to yourselves. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone. But we know Jiren's still alive. Does Jiren tie into this? Yes or no? We don't know. We have no idea of any of this, but a lot of people are speculating that, around that stuff. So what I want to do right now is go into the chat, see what you guys are talking about, if you guys have any questions about certain things as well. But this new arc could be animated. We don't know if it's going to be animated. And this is the first time in a really long time that the anime is going to be behind the manga. So it could, it couldn't. And also the manga does things different. It tells stories different. The Tournament of Power arc was different. The Goku Black arc was different. The Universe 6 tournament was different. Even though they all happened, they happened with different things. Like different events happened. You had Perfected Super Saiyan Blue in the manga, but you had Kaioken in the anime. You had stuff like that. This arc ended completely different. It wasn't the Goku and Frieza team up. It was Goku and Vegeta. And then Frieza in 17 came up with the plan to take Jiren out. It wasn't the same, even though the arcs still happened. So this could be a type of how this story plays out. It could play out completely different in the anime. So I'm gonna head over to the chat. We're gonna check out the chat really quick. See what y'all talking about in the chat really quick. I'll go through some of the questions. If you guys have any really questions you really want answered, head over to either do a super chat or put it in the Discord under the Dragon Ball tab on Discord, and we can jump in there. But a lot of you guys have a lot of questions. Jeez. Let's see. We have a lot of people talking about their fandom in Dragon Ball. A lot of fandom in Dragon Ball. Ross B said there were gods back in the day, so whoever they were fighting had to be super powerful. Maybe there really was a golden age of power. That's what I'm thinking, man. Like, and I know, like, the gods really don't like the. If you're talking about the Kais, yeah, the Kais may act in certain things, but gods of destruction seem to kind of stay out of like mortal issues. Like, even with Beerus stays out of everybody's shit. He's like, look, man, I'm not here to pick sides. Even when Frieza popped up, he's like, look, I'm not in this. Y'all die. Whis was the only one that was like, all right, I'll let y'all do this over. I'll let you do it over. But Beerus don't care. He like, you're not on my level. I really don't care. You're no threat to me. But yeah, it's really interesting. If they take out the Kai from Buu, he will turn evil again. There's a possibility. I was thinking that in my head. I was like, what if they take him out? But what does that Buu look like? Because Kid Buu was the original Buu, right? He was the original Buu. Kid Buu is gone. So we're not sure what this Majin Buu is going to look like. They may just go into him to discuss things with him. But there could be a huge plot hole there if they take him out and Buu reverts back to Kid Buu. Now, if he's Kid Buu without being evil, that could be dope. Like, his body change, everything goes back to like that aesthetic, but him not being evil, that could be super interesting. Daniel said he should revert. But again, we don't know what he looked like if he's not evil. Kid Buu died. Kid Buu, remember, Evil Buu got separated. They separated from themselves. That whole shit played out that way. So, and remember, in the Buu saga, like, there was Fat Buu and Kid Buu. Like, they were distinctively different characters. So I don't know how that's gonna play out. Like, you know, like, it's really interesting and delicate on how they could completely ruin that. It was already a bad story in the Buu arc, but it could make it completely just really, really bad. Badass Goku said Kid Buu's return would be epic. It could be tight. I'm not sure what his role would be, though. I mean, if he's the same strength he was back then, he'd get one-shotted. You know what I mean? Let's see. I saw somebody talking about Jiren. Let me go back because, let's see. They could have brought Toppo or Jiren the Gray, and he could be like the new top dog, you feel me? But, so, what? But no, so why? What's the point? How are they going to dig themselves out of this hole? I'm not sure what you're referring to. But so far we don't really know if anybody from tournament from like Universe 11 are even in this new arc. We have no idea. R. Brister says, Geek, does that mean Mean Buu is strong? Thin, what? Does that mean Buu is strong than Goku now? Because he was the strongest in the Golden Age. No, I don't think so. Like, what I'm saying, what I'm referring to is back then, like, okay, perfect example. When Buu popped up, right? When Buu popped up in the Buu saga, when he was the villain, his power, they were trying to refill his power to actually get him out. So they were replenishing his energy. You know what I'm saying? So all the energy they collected was to fill him back up, essentially. So he was already that strong 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, so if you went back 2,000 years, that Buu, I mean, who was rivaling that power back then? Was he the only thing that powerful way back then? We hear in the future, King Cold told Frieza, two people you don't fuck with, Beerus and Majin Buu. Don't mess with either one of those two. So those are the questions that I have of like, okay, are there other characters back then that are that strong? I'm not saying that this Buu is stronger than Goku now. What I'm saying is he was that strong 2,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like when we first see Goku on Earth, he's nowhere near Buu's power. Nowhere close. Saiyan Saga characters, nowhere near Buu's power. Not even close. Buu was 2,000 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like there's got to be some kind of explanation of that in my head. If you're telling a story about ancient characters that are ridiculously powerful and have this whole mythos behind them, are there other characters? And is this new villain, if he's from that era, you know what I'm saying? If he's from that era, how powerful is he? That's all I'm saying. Majin Buu won't have any evil in him. The evil separated when he was killed. Right. I'm calling it now. We will see the skinny version of Buu that was shown in Super before the tourney. That would be really tight. I would fucks with that heavy. If we saw that kind of buff, slimmed down version of Buu, that would be cool. I actually like that quite a bit. See, he said, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, fam, what I'm saying is that instead of them redoing Broly's entire origin, that they could have brought them back. I don't know what he's referring to. If you guys can do me a huge favor, right? When you guys put things in the chat, just take your time. Take your time. Don't rush it. Add punctuation. It makes it so much easier for me to read your questions. Some of your guys' questions just run on sentences that don't really make any sense. I was wondering when the old Kai was going to come back. True. That's something that, for me, I was like, they didn't explain where any of the other Kais went besides Buu absorbing them. You know what I mean? He absorbed a couple of them, right? He absorbed the buff guy. That's where the Super Buu came from. He absorbed the fat guy, and that's where Fat Buu came from. So where did they go? You know what I mean? When Vegeta and Goku, when Gohan got absorbed, when the kids got absorbed, when Piccolo, they went into Buu's body. They were there. Why didn't they find the other characters? That's the weird part for me, where these plot holes are. Where it's like, hold on. So you were in his body. You saw everybody in these pods, but you didn't see the old Kais there? Like, interesting, bro. Really interesting. Jeremiah Combs said, what's the topic again? We're literally talking about the new arc for Dragon Ball Super, which is the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. That's what we're talking about. Beerus said the Kais are connected to the gods of destruction. If that's the case, why didn't Beerus step in when Buu was going around killing all the Kais? That's a fantastic fucking question. A fantastic question, because it's a question we have no idea. There's no answer to that right now. That is a huge plot hole, a massive plot hole. Patrick Jenkins, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Jesus Christ. Do you remember when they mentioned in the tournament that it was warriors more powerful than the universes that were competing? Do you think that maybe we would see the human version of Buu, but darker? I'm going to read that one more time. Do you remember when they mentioned in the tournament that it was warriors more powerful than the universes? There was warriors more powerful than the universes that were competing, okay? Do you think that maybe we would see the human version of Buu, but darker? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I follow what you're asking. So, as far as characters that are in the universe that they can't find, potentially. If you're talking about characters that are in the other universes that didn't compete because they were already on a higher standard, that's a whole nother thing. We don't know. Maybe this character's from one of those other universes. We have no idea. Because remember, there was 4 universes in that tournament that did not compete because their mortal level was higher. Universe 11 was the highest in those that competed, but it wasn't the highest out of all of them. So there could be characters from these other universes that are stronger than Jiren, that are stronger than Goku, that are stronger than whoever. We don't know if this character's from that. Now, as far as, let me go back to your question. Do you think that maybe you would see the human version of Buu, but darker? I don't know what you mean by the human version of Buu, though. I don't know what you mean by that. If you're talking about Oob, I'm not really 100% sure what you mean by the human version of Buu. But if Oob pops up somehow, that'd be pretty cool. Jeremiah Combs said, yeah, that's crazy how strong were people back then and how. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it's almost like Transformers, right? Transformers had their golden age of Cybertron, right? There was an age where there was tons of stuff going on Cybertron to now where there's nothing going on. It's a dead planet. So there could be this golden age of power that precedes the Saiyans, that precedes all of this stuff. That would be dope. That would be fantastic and a great way to add in like the time patrol that can add into other things in the Dragon Ball universe. There's things that they can do. I just feel that they need to make sure they write it in a way that it makes sense for the other things that have already happened in the story. Because right now, this seems like it's almost retconning some of the things that happened in the Buu arc. Where was this Kai in Buu's body? Where was he at? We saw everybody else that got absorbed by Buu in his body. Where was the Kais? Where were they at? The other guy that just pointed out in the chat. What happened? Was there other gods of destruction before Beerus that got wiped out when these other Buus got killed? Now the other thing is these Buus these Kais technically didn't die. I don't remember if Buu killed them or if he just absorbed them. If you guys can go back, do some research, let me know in the comments once this video goes up if they got killed. If there were Kais that got killed, Supreme Kais that got killed, where did those gods of destruction go? Plot hole. If they just got absorbed, then they technically didn't die. So that's where there's a lot of this craziness about. And if that's the case, you would think Beerus would know that these Kais are sitting in Buu's body. You know what? Like, there's a lot of plot holes that are here, and I really hope that they can figure this out. Oob is a baby still. He won't. True facts. You're right. You're correct. But I hope that after this arc, we take a time. We need to get out of this 7-year time skip. That's what's ruining Dragon Ball Super for me right now. Is it's in the time skip. You know what I'm saying? Before the tournament and the end of Buu. All of this is happening in that time skip. Crazy. Let's see. We got... My guys, Nadia said, I just realized you're on 99K now. Oh my God, 100K soon for sure. Yeah, bro, I'm so excited. I can't thank you guys enough for even subscribing and tuning into my content. I appreciate you guys so much. It's unreal. It's so cool. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. We're almost there. I think we're like maybe almost 700 away, 750 away from 100,000 subscribers. That's wild to me. That's so crazy. Beerus was sleeping. Beerus was sleeping. He could have been sleeping. But we know that based on what we saw from Frieza, Beerus was awake during the Frieza saga, like during like the Saiyan saga, due to Frieza's flashbacks. And then due to what we said is like, you know, what do you think Vegeta would know that you ordered for Planet Vegeta to be destroyed? You see what I'm saying? There's things here, and in this Broly movie, they need to point that out. You can't have that in one movie saying that, and I gotta double check to see if that was actually in Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. If it's in Super, I'm not that, Resurrection F. If it's in actual Super, though, of him saying that Beerus ordered Planet Vegeta's destruction, if that's in the actual series, not the movie of Resurrection F, then it's canon. And if it's canon, they need to make sure that in the Broly movie, that is in there. Because if it isn't, another plot hole. If it's just Frieza being Frieza, that's a plot hole. That is bad writing. But yeah. Oh, there's another one. Sorry about that. I can't. Someone says, boy, just thought when Madara came to Naruto. How can you? I don't know what that's about, but thank you for the super chat. But we're not talking about Naruto right now. Let's see. Vegeta needs to kill Frieza off. I disagree. I don't want Frieza to die. Frieza is Goku's Joker. Joker doesn't just die. You know what I'm saying? Joker's always there. He comes back. The cool thing about Frieza and how they painted Frieza is Frieza has the most potential out of any of the characters, right? Obviously, outside of Broly. Outside of Broly, everything we've seen thus far, Frieza got from Saiyan level power from Saiyan Saga, his power from the Saiyan Saga, to God levels above Super Saiyan Blue when he fought Goku on Earth in 3 months. No character has that kind of power jump. None of them. Not even close. People argue Gohan. Gohan was already super strong at the end of Cell. Already. He could have one-shotted Frieza at the end of Cell. Easily. You know what I'm saying? So that's not true. If Frieza could just train, if they could write him in as training, he would be a ridiculous foe to Goku and Vegeta. Being literally an emperor where they can't just go up and fight him. You know what I mean? He's just leaps and bounds ahead of them. They could write him that way, but they don't. And that's the part for me where it's a little irritating because I'm like, bro, if y'all just write him to train, you already show what he could do when he trains. Just have him train. Build up his army, build up his legions, and Goku and Vegeta have to now take out their factions and try to work their way up to beat Frieza. There could be so much stuff they could do there, but they don't do it, and it's super irritating. Super irritating. Let me go back. Joker is 10 times more interesting than Frieza. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. In the sense that Frieza is literally the reason why Goku is who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Frieza and the Saiyans are like, they're tied like this. And I feel like the Broly movie is going to even make that more cohesive. You have this character that at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, we didn't know it was a Saiyan, found out he was a Saiyan, right? He was from another planet. Found that out. Found out that the next villain that came out to bring Goku back was a Saiyan elite, Vegeta, right? Goku and him end up in a draw. You could say Vegeta won. Goku definitely didn't win that fight. They go to Namek. They find out that the person on Namek is who Vegeta used to work for, who killed their actual race. And now Goku is in the middle of this trying to stop Frieza from destroying this planet, from wrecking everybody on this planet. Find out that he actually killed their race. You see Frieza hating Saiyans for whatever reason. They need to really flesh that out more. But bro, like they're perfectly entwined. Like their stories make sense together. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like this idea that Frieza isn't interesting, I feel people that they look over it. They look over it so much that he's the most developed villain in Dragon Ball. Period. Like hands down, the most developed villain. So I want him to be there still. They can do so much more. Do we want a Frieza origin story? Is that what the Broly movie is going to be? I think the Broly movie is kind of going to be tying all of them together. All their backstories will probably make more sense after this movie. Hopefully it doesn't draw more confusion. Frieza needs to learn UI and get Frieza Platinum. Frieza needs to train since she hardly ever trained in his life. That's what I'm saying. He was born stupid strong. And then made forms to make him weaker. Like, that's craziness. How are you born that fucking powerful? Like, his character is dope. He just needs more. They need more fleshed out. Yo, boy, Anthony, bring back Cell. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan of Cell. Cell was cool for the fight. But, like, the character himself, to me, just wasn't interesting. I want to become perfect. Great. Like... I'm here to collect these androids so I can be the perfect being. Great. There's no why. Just because you're programmed. Okay, cool. But then what's your purpose though? What is your purpose? As a character, he has no purpose. He has no, there's no reason for him to be evil. He's just evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be more in villains than just, I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad written villain. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion though on the writing. That's just how I look at Cell, and I just feel like he's not that good of a villain. Sorry. Tarek says Cell was the best TV villain. I just disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I feel like he's not connected to the characters at all, and he's just a bad guy to be bad. I want to create a tournament to show how strong I am. Great. Like, it's so weak. The story is so weak. It's so weak. It's ridiculously weak. Broly was, you fool. Broly, the original story of Broly was trash. We all know that. Super trash. But hopefully this new story makes him way more interesting. I hope. But yeah. But as far as the new arc goes, do you guys think that the kind of the villain that they're showing right now is going to be the actual villain, or do you think he is a subordinate of the villain? I'm curious. I'm curious to know what timeline, what time he's from, how old he is, because he does look old. How powerful he actually is. What's his connection to the older Kai, like that old Supreme Kai? What's his connection to him? There's a lot there. And I hope that the next chapter, we actually get more information. I hope it doesn't take a lot of time. These manga chapters seem to be moving very quickly. They went through the Tournament of Power like that. It was like, what, 4 chapters max? Flew through it. But yeah, I really am curious about his origin, how and why he's as strong as he is, if he's fighting Goku. It's interesting. And, again, the story plot holes with Buu. Why wasn't he seen in Z? Why wasn't these Kais seen inside of his body? Really interesting to me. But I want to wrap this up. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let me know as well if you guys want me to do more of these kind of like breakdowns of like chapter information going into the new arc, things that I'm thinking about, hearing your guys' thoughts on things. Let me know if you guys want me to continue this until Dragon Ball Super does come back. As far as the Broly movie goes, content on that, I'm going to try to stay out of it. There's things that I watch because there's things that I need to know, but I don't want to do spoilerish live streams. I may do spoiler talk videos. Let me know if you guys want me to do those. For those that don't mind being spoiled, I am so down to do that type of content still. But there is a lot of Dragon Ball content that I have set up already to do. So if you guys want more of that, more than likely I'll set up Monday as that at the moment, as a Dragon Ball day, to just do Dragon Ball content for that day. So if you guys like that, let me know in the comment section when the video goes live that you want Dragon Ball stuff on Monday. Because I'm thinking about just doing Dragon Ball content specifically on Monday, Flash on Tuesday. We may add a permanent third day for Naruto reactions on Wednesday, but I know right now Friday, Saturday are the reaction days for Naruto. So yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking about that. But other than that, guys, I thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys, if you guys aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me, man. We're almost at 100K. I'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, if you guys aren't on the Discord, hit to the Discord. I'll talk to you guys then. Till next time, stay geek.